restored me.
These voices you hear, it's God's voice, only you understand it? Well, you better make me understand it too.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't consider myself a man of the cloth, considering what I talk about here on my channel and what I like to celebrate, but nothing irks me more than people like Cynthia Erivo and Adam Lambert who dare to blaspheme the name of the Lord. What am I talking about? Of course, Jesus Christ Superstar. The Andrew Lloyd Webber musical is now making its debut yet again in the States, but this time Jesus is female and she's black. So I wonder how Christian audiences are going to receive this particular rendition of Jesus Christ into their lives. Honestly, when I see the initials JC, I think of John Connor from the Terminator movies. That's what I think about. But Cynthia Erivo, who could actually be cast as a Blade villain, or maybe as Black Nosferatu in a future horror movie directed by Robert Eggers. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, and I do hate to ask you this favor, please make sure you are still subscribed, because I've been losing subscribers yet again. Thank you, YouTube, you absolute douchebags. And just make sure you hit that notification button for more videos like this.
I can't please everyone. It is legitimately a 3-day performance at the Hollywood Bowl, and I get to sing my face off. Hopefully they will come and realize, oh, it's a musical. The gayest place on earth.
Yes, hallelujah, it's the video show. And now, the man the BBC calls
Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Cynthia Erivo debuts, or really, if you want to break that word down, debuts as Jesus in Hollywood Bowl's Jesus Christ Superstar, as co-star Adam Lambert defends offensive casting, because of course it's offensive. And I tell you what, there is some footage here that I have not seen yet, where apparently she breaks out into song and dance. So I have no idea what to expect from this one, but already you've got this blasphemous image right here of, and I've got a thought about this afterwards regarding Cynthia and her co-star from Wicked, Ariana Grande, because you might think I'm absolutely cuckoo in the head, or I might have a point to what I'm saying. So the Hollywood Bowl's limited run, it can't be limited enough, of JC Superstar, which kicked off on August the 1st, continues through August the 3rd, has ignited heated debates across social media and conservative circles. Background on the production: Jesus Christ Superstar premiered as a concept album in 1970 before hitting Broadway in 1971, and reimagines the life of Jesus' work through song and dance. Of course it does, with a perspective on Judas and other biblical figures within that play. And of course, I don't think anywhere on the radar of Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber that this particular version of Jesus will be female and black and an absolutely annoying bint they call Cynthia Erivo. Let's have a look at this, and let's just see what she comes out with. The fact that you can see she's so emaciated on her shoulders, she looks very skeletal here. I mean, Jared Leto as Skeletor in the Masters of the Universe remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it, she would have been a perfect Skeletor. I don't mind that Skeletor would have been female in this case, but holy shit, there's not much makeup to do for her. She already looks the part, doesn't she? Let's have a listen, folks. I have no idea what this is going to sound like. Why are you crying, love? Throw her off the stage! Do you think she washed her bum before the performance? I don't think so. That is terrible. Terrible. You know what a really clever usage of sacrificial imagery I can think of that springs to mind immediately? Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire, the subway train when he saves all those people. That is so evocative. And Sam Raimi, whether he planned that or not, I mean, that is a masterstroke. But this is pure evil, pure blasphemy. Cannot stand it. Let's carry on. Now, there's a star-studded cast, including Adam Lambert. Come on, are we calling that guy a star? This is the Freddie Mercury's replacement for Queen? Are you kidding me? No way, man. You can't fill the great shoes of Freddie Mercury. We have Stephen Orimus. Oh, Philippa Sue, I beg your pardon, as Mary Magdalene. Of course. I mean, Mary Magdalene has to be ethnically swapped as well, right? Milo Mannheim as Peter, Raul Esparza as Pontius Pilate, and John Stamos stepping in as King Herod after Josh Gad withdrew to illness. Did he really withdraw from the proceedings because of an illness? Come on, Josh Gad knew what was on the horizon. Yeah, obviously he probably should have seen the wood for the trees and realized this is going to be an absolute stinkfest. But no, somebody probably whispered in his ear and said, Josh, look, you do have your idiotic moments, sir, but you might want to exit stage left and let the rest of the cast suffer. So let's carry on, folks, because that part is really, really funny. The backlash, accusations of blasphemy and disrespect since the casting announcement of Cynthia Erivo is faced significant online backlash, and rightly so it should, particularly from conservative and religious commentators who argue that playing Jesus as a black gay woman undermines the historical and theological figure. Critics have labeled the decision blasphemous and an abomination, with some drawing parallels to the other controversial depictions of religious icons.
We can't help it. We're trying our best. But there's a lot of emotional things that happen, and we're just going with it.
Yeah, you need to understand.
We're
It's been like
weeping.
3 years, people.
Yeah? Is this moron number one? Put moron number two on the phone.
Absolutely. When I think about iconic portrayals, Jim Caviezel, The Passion of the Christ, directed by Mel Gibson, which, by the way, is getting a sequel called The Resurrection, which will be less horrific and less gory. And I guarantee you that will be a $1 billion hit when finally it's released on the cinemas, which I think is next year, funny enough. Again, I mean, Madonna, Like a Prayer, having a black man as Jesus Christ. Controversial then. Now, folks, I just want to pause this moment here on the video because have a look at Cynthia Erivo's hands. They are fucking huge. I don't think they're prosthetic. She just has naturally long fingers, which reminds me of a devil-like figure. If you want to stick with me on this one, folks, because it just looks very, very sinister. It absolutely does. Lucian Wolf states, Hollywood just cast Cynthia Erivo as Jesus and Adam Lambert as Judas. This is obviously a while back. It's not progress, it's desecration and defecation on the Bible, if you ask me. Every year they push it further. A drag church, a gay nativity, Satan shoes. Now this? It's not art, it's an attack. A slow burn war on faith, decency, and there's more to go on that one. That was made on the August the 2nd. So again, people on X, which I've actually covered already, have shared their disdain for this particular interpretation of Christ. Cast your mind back, folks, to 1988, The Last Temptation of Christ, directed by the one, the only Martin Scorsese, starring Willem Dafoe as JC and Barbara Hershey as the prostitute Mary Magdalene. And I haven't seen that film in donkey's years, so I can't remember exactly what happens between those two lead characters. I'm assuming by the title that William's portrayal is obviously tempted by the flesh of Barbara Hershey.
What do you think I wanted?
Please. Stay.
An acclaimed actress in her own right. And by the way, R.I.P. Lonnie Anderson, who passed away last night. How sad that was. But here we go. On a scale of 1 to 100, how bad is this? actress Cynthia Erivo is set to play Jesus. And we all said in unison, Jesus Christ. She's just an awful human being at this stage. I really have to say, if you want the definition of woke, this is it right here. And I tell you what, I can't distinguish between her and her bodyguard on the right-hand side.
What are your favorite sustainable practices?
Oh, we're doing an interview now, and I want to go for a meal. My sustainable practice is to make sure that I have teas. You can actually use paper teas instead of like using the tea bags. There are teas that actually dissolve completely, so that's one of my favorite things.
Thank you so much.
She's an arrogant twat, isn't she, Cynthia Erivo? The reporter was just asking her an innocent question. He's like, oh, we're doing an interview, aren't we? Oh, fucking hell, Jesus Christ. I did not mean to take the Lord's name in vain there, or rather his son's name in vain, you know, just in case anybody does get a little bit upset by that remark there. But I will say this, and I was discussing it on Mr. Brown's Alliance is live stream last night, which you can tune into, folks, if you want to rewatch that. And I'll leave a link below in my video right here. But when I looked at that image of Cynthia with the devil-like hands, well, I'm going to say there's a lot of Satanism going on in Hollywood right now. I mean, look at her and Ariana Grande, how they started out as sort of almost fully figured women, and they're now disheveling every single year until they're like a bag of skeletal bones that you can just sling over your shoulder and walk down the street and then bury in the ground somewhere. They've literally become that, and I'm just wondering what the fuck is going on in Hollywood, because it seems to be seized with something like someone's cast a hoodoo voodoo all over it and everybody's losing their minds completely. There are a few sane individuals like Chris Pratt, who's a conservative Christian and very proud of it, and I'm glad that he is, and other people like him, including Jim Caviezel. But it's really funny that these people like Cynthia Erivo, who now walk around like they're untouchable, blaspheming a biblical entity called Jesus Christ, the world over, probably the most popular superhero, if you like, more than your Marvel and your DC entries. And Ariana Grande, who just seems to be somebody like the two of them together, that they are like the most uneasiest couple to behold, right? And I think rumor has it as well that those two even had a bit of a fling while they were filming Wicked. So if I were you folks, and if you were me, just boycott this musical. Boycott the Wicked sequel that comes out this December. And we'll just have to see what happens after that, folks. But if I were you, and if you were me, and if you want to get baptized and forget you ever saw this video or that god-awful portrayal of Jesus Christ from Cynthia Erivo, make sure you leave a comment below. Smash that subscribe button, and I will catch you catching me for the return of the next video.
There's a lot
We've had to
going
keep
on.
this in for such a long time.
And it's a full circle moment for both of you.
Why does emotional availability scare you so?
I'm ready to cry now.
Why
Be there, let us weep.
and love?
It's out of happiness.
It's out of joy.
And joy.
So thank you, cuckoo.